Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
What is luxury? Gucci, Roberto Cavalli, it is not luxury. My clients were Raghu and Raji.
उस बारे में बात करते हैं.
The Taklul people who does the roadies.
The dream vacation spot for design inspiration.
The entire world, I might like to go to Mars also. So I'm very happy that Zikon came down with such a great idea, and it's going to be surely a big thing. Congratulations for the Zikon team.
Hi guys, I am Himanshu Nebhani, co-founder of Zekon Luxury Inland, and here we are with the all-new The Zeqon Show, the first ever podcast of Zekon Luxury Inland starts here. As we know, every house starts with a good architect. So here we are today with the architect Swapnil Jaggi, which is a renowned architect all around the world, and he is here with us for our first episode. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you,
I'm
sir?
good, great, perfect.
Really nice to see you here, sir, today.
Same here.
So as everyone knows, like each month you are traveling domestically or internationally. Like, how is your experience to travel? Last trip, I think you have made to Paris. So
Yes.
how was that experience?
So yes, Paris is always good. And this time I was there for a design week. I came last week only. It was good. Of course, to be in a heritage city like Paris is always inspiring. To see all those details, those stories of, the old city and the kind of architecture around there is very inspiring. So whenever I'm going there, I always go to the small streets and the old downtown. So it always gives me new stories and new inspiration.
Really nice to hear that from you, sir.
Yeah.
So we know that Zikon is known for the first mover. So we were the first to bring German kitchens to our city,
Yes.
to the central India. So this time we are again the first mover in the podcast thing.
Yes, and I think it is a new setup, and it's going to inspire a lot of other architects, new budding architects and designers for sure. Because while this kind of conversations, whenever we are in podcast, we can discuss into more casual things and the things which no one talks in general. And also the clients, I believe, they will also get to know new elements and also the things which they don't even understand. So that will be very easy platform for them also to understand. So I'm very happy that Zikon came down with such a great idea, and it's going to be surely a big thing. Congratulations for the Zikon team for the move. It's really good.
Thank you for this. Yep. So I would like to tell you that we have started this podcast to educate more about luxury and luxury feel in and around the globe. So as Zikon, we are bringing all around luxury at one space. So I would like to hear from your side, what inspired you to being an architect and how you started your whole around journey in this field?
So of course, there are a lot of things which get me into this field altogether. I will not call it a field, but it is a part of my life now. And this is something which now I believe that I meant to be for. Because, architecture, we generally consider architecture to be just buildings. But actually what we do, we are actually designing the lifestyle of a person. The person who's going to reside there or a person is going to do business there and that kind of spaces. So we are basically creating a space where a dwelling is going to be. So the entire family is going to live there, the family is going to develop it on that particular roof. So we are creating lifestyles. So there's a blessing, I say, which we have got. And there's an opportunity we all architects get to design a house and to make people live over there. So it is such a big opportunity for all of us. And if you talk about inspirations, of course, I used to explore new spaces. I used to travel. I still do those kind of solo trips. And parallelly, I meet new people. In that way, I get to know the different cultures, the needs and things which is very important for the today's life. This inspires me a lot. Parallelly, I always try to meet different segment of people. It is not just I meet only few categorized people, but I also try to meet different fields, different different standards also, so that I can understand everyone's need and everyone's demand. So in that way I can understand someone's psychology, that what kind of things they are into. So it surely gives me a huge inspiration, and in that way I create new spaces. I always try to understand work by other architects of my city, and also from the entire country and national and international, of course, so that I can also understand why they did that. And I get those ideas and I try to incorporate those in my own words. So there are few things which I try to do.
I know this all about, sir. We have traveled a lot together, and always traveling with you all give me a lot of inspiration about my business and my passion of providing luxury to the city, and creating, like, hand by hand, creating a very good experience to deal with your projects. It is always a great pleasure for me, sir.
Thank you. So of course, yes, I'm working since I was a student. So from I joined architecture in 2007, but I started working from 2009 onwards. After my college, I used to work under someone, and then from that I started working and to make few projects and those all things. So I have an experience of 15 years, but officially, if you say, I'm working from 2010 onwards, and then of course. On July, we completed 10 years of my firm.
Oh, congratulations.
And thank you.
Congratulations,
So thank you.
sir.
So this is a incredible journey we are into, and we're looking forward to have more and more years and decades coming on. So yes, and I also love to travel with you guys, because whenever we are exploring some new places, we've been to Bombay, we've been to Milan, so we go, the kind of vibes we get there, it's very good.
Exactly.
And we become ourselves, we get to know ourselves, so that is something fun.
Exactly.
And I like to do that.
So really nice to hear that from you. I have recently heard that in the start of your journey, like, you have done a great project for Splitsvilla.
Yes, yeah, of course.
So I would like to listen from your side how people incorporate, like, all these shows, how they want to incorporate in their life.
Yeah, so basically, Himanshu, see, these all reality shows, they are very attractive. And the audience hai, they see from the screen, and they get ideas from those all, the kind of set, the kind of room we used to do, and the kind of structure we used to make. So people get inspired from these all things which is in the camera, which we see on the screen altogether. So designing those all things are very different from the things what we actually do on ground, because it is a set. But eventually, people get inspired from the things which a celebrity is doing, or a celebrity house, you say, or in a reality show. So people get those details and try to incorporate those ideas in their own house. Because many a times client comes to us and asks us that this kind of that celebrity have this kind of sofa, or he have that kind of wall or that kind of wallpaper. We want that kind of things in our living hall, maybe in the bedroom or in the washroom. So yeah, the client get inspired from the celebrity work, and on that way they have their own dreams and they want to incorporate the ideas. So of course it gives us a path also to design these kind of things.
You must have heard about the Kim Kardashian house, which was designed in the year 2010, and it was basically in the category of minimalism.
Yes.
The whole house was white, the white marble, the white walls, the whole furniture was altogether white. And then altogether in 2024, we have a brand new house of Sonam Kapoor, like, that's in the Maximalism.
Well, see, when we talk about Kim, so Kim is a very renowned celebrity around the world. She's a very global star, and she has a very big aura altogether. She is very extrovert in terms of her dressing, or maybe in terms of what she do. But if you see her house, it is completely opposite to what she is. But that is a different, the real world and the real world. So the house reflects that what she is actually. So she is into a minimalistic house, which I believe is very neutral and very cozy. Houses should be like that, but it is subjective altogether, because it varies from person to person that what kind of house they want to be in. So of course minimalism is something which is global and people love. Lot of people love minimalism. In our country, minimalism is a thing which people don't accept very easily, because in a country like India, we want colors, we want elements, we want multiple shades, multiple ideas, multiple elements. So that is something which India lacks into, but minimalism is globally very much promoted. And that is for a long run for sure. People don't get bored out of minimalism. But when we come down to the recent house by Sonam Kapoor, I believe, she's into maximalism, and that kind of things reflect her personality altogether. So I always say that house should be someone's own reflection, because they are going to be on that space altogether. So yes, maximalism, if I say in that term, it's a new vocabulary happening in our country right now, and people are very much affected into it because it has a lot of elements. It have a very good deep sense of luxury, because on that you have heritage things also, parallelly modern elements, modern furnitures, maybe a artwork, something which is very vintage or a heritage. So they combine and it come down to multicolor segment altogether. So that is something which is happening and people are loving it. Yeah.
So, sir, I would like to hear from your side, and like our clients, our family members also come to me, and they have a this kind of mindset because every house is a dream house for a client. So they want their houses to be designed in a particular manner. They get very encouraged by all these kind of things, like Sonam Kapoor coming up with the maximalism and Kim Kardashian again. So how you think Zikon is there to serve them in a very well manner?
So yes, like see, if a client is coming with a particular demand, जैसे तुमने भी सोनम के घर की बात करी, so a lot of people come to us and talk about Sabyasachi's house, because you know he is something जिसने पूरी इस इंडस्ट्री को एक अलग ही वोकैबुलरी शो करी in terms of Indian traditional modern contemporary style, if I say, in terms of interiors for sure. So people come to us and ask ki we want that kind of wallpaper which is Sabyasachi designs, and if someone is having Sonam Kapoor's reference, for example, as you mentioned, so in that term we have that mood board. Okay, like okay, so what elements she have in their house, that kind of color sofa and that style of particular mattress, maybe, or maybe a carpet. So we generally show it to you. You know, we come down to a mood board that we need this kind of sofa or we need this kind of carpet, and then you guys can arrange and do the thing which you generally do, and then you source it, and then you ask for your companies that you, we want to have that kind of things. And for example, if we have a wardrobe or a display panel, so we make these things in your showroom and we accommodate those things in our design. So I believe you guys do it. Like for example, if you're coming down with a particular shape or design, then Zikon can help us and do the things.
It is, sir. The same way, like currently we have placed a Heston mattresses in Drake House.
Yes,
So,
yeah. So Drake is using Heston, and if I may also tell you, a lot of other celebrities are using the Heston mattresses, and it is one of the finest mattress, handmade mattress, I believe, from Sweden. From Sweden, and it is something which is a need of an hour, because no one give a priority to the mattress in a way, because they are going to spend 1/3 or 2/3 of their life in a bedroom, but they generally don't give that importance to the mattress. So yes, mattress is in Drake's house. Even if you understand and go into the detail, so all other celebrities are having it, because they have such a tight schedule and they use that thing.
We do serve client with all the brands all around the world. Like we have a German kitchen, we have a Italian bath fitting in, we have a home automation which is from US. So why US home automation? Because US is very particular about their protocols over security.
Yes.
When we guide someone to home automation, so we do require the security for that.
Yes.
That my house should be protected well with the home automation, and it shouldn't have any kind of restriction for my coming up house. So we always keep a point, like all around the globe, whatsoever going on, we should bring that to our city, and our people, if I talk about the Chhattisgarh people, should experience that kind of luxury with Zikon.
Well, yes. So a lot of people have misconception regarding automation, that automation only works in terms of, you know, lighting, that this time the light should on, or when we enter the line, the curtains should open or something, but they don't understand the impact of automation. Automation is to cut the labor time which a human is giving to that particular thing, which can be done by a sensor or maybe by the automation setup. So this is something which we need to understand. Also, as a designer, we never educate our client that automation is not for your lighting setup, but also for the security, which is the main thing for a house, to have a secured setup, and also for the automation setup. So of course, you guys are like a benchmark, and you guys have introduced all these finest quality luxurious product in our city, and by that medium, people don't have to travel abroad and get the things, but they can come down to one single store and get all the things under one roof. So it's very impressive, and it's a very great help for all of us, because on that way we get one counter stop and we can do the things in one simple place.
Thank you, sir, for this. And I feel we are already delivering all the things, because when a client once come to our store, so we start our products by bath fitting, and it goes till furniture, then to mattresses also.
Yeah.
So they have a one-point solution and one point of contact,
Yes.
and which make a major lifestyle changes to a client, perception, to their living standard, and to whatever they are looking for. Recently, Virat Kohli has come up with a Alibag.
His
farm
house in Alibag. Yeah.
Alibag. So again, if client found a one vendor and one stop solution, which is Zikon, to end up with all the luxury things he is looking for. So I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, by that medium, it becomes very comfortable for an architect and also for a client, that they just have to engage with one company altogether, and they are taking care of all the things, whatever is happening in their particular project. So it is a good blessing, if I say, because in that way, we don't have to entertain a lot of other people, we don't have to travel a lot, and we don't have to engage our mind into handling and managing different firms and different studios. So it becomes very easy then that we are coming to Zekon and doing all things under one roof. So it is for sure a very good thing.
Ask you one thing: is maximalism just a trend, or it is here to stay? Like, how do you balance vibrancy without losing the luxury essence?
Well, see, we get confused between a trend and a culture. Maximalism was always a part of our country since centuries, if I say, because we Indians have a habit of collecting things and having it all together in the house, in every wall and whatsoever. So maximalism is just a term which is given to that trend right now. But if you go into the depth, it was always there with us. It is now being glorified by, when these kind of celebrities are doing it, it becomes glorified and becomes more like a trend kind of thing. But actually it was always there. So I will not say that it is something which is going to last for a short time or a long time. It is a subjective thing. But parallelly, yes, if you come down to that level, I will say that maximalism is going to be there for a very short time. Reason, because people get bored out of it very easily. Because when you have a lot of other things and multiple levels and multiple, colors and those things, so it goes for a short time. It runs for a very short time. But something which is very soothing and simple and neat goes for a very, very long time. So I believe it is completely my personal thought that maximalism is going to be there, but it is going more to be a show thing. People might get their drawing room or their office or maybe their studio done in that kind of setup, but not their entire house. And if they are getting it, good for them. But we cannot challenge it. It is their personal liking.
Everyone has their own choices.
Yes.
And again, it depends upon the person to person.
Yes.
And like people who are liking it minimalism today, it can be a drastic change that they can like a maximalism tomorrow.
Maybe, yes.
So how do you define a luxury? Like how it is really important in one's personal life to upgrade himself, to move into the luxury part?
So, what is luxury? I believe that is the question. Reason? Because whenever we talk about luxury, generally people link luxury to brands. People link luxury to the high-end brands and the product which a celebrity is using, or maybe very expensive product. So they consider luxury to that element. But what I think, luxury is not that, but luxury is making something very comfortable and very soothing and something which meant to be for them itself. Like for example, a stitched shirt is a luxury, but a ready-made shirt is not luxury. It is something which is meant in mass. So anything which is made in mass, it is not luxury. But something which is made customizedly for you, it is luxury, because that is only for you.
It is.
So stamping with a brand is a good thing, but only getting a product because it is stamped is luxury is wrong. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like people generally, whenever we are going for purchasing, so people say that we want a Gucci ka sofa, we want Roberto Cavalli ka palang and bed and those things. But what I feel that यार तुम सिर्फ brand के कारण वो पलंग को ले रहे हो, not because of actually you need.
It is.
They don't mind taking a bed of Versace, even if it is not going to gel with their house. So they consider a piece of furniture luxurious when it is stamped with a high-end brand,
High-end brand.
which I feel is a wrong definition of luxury. So of course, yes, coming back to your question, luxury comes when it is customizedly done for you, and it is more defined to make your house more comfortable and looks spacious, looks very prime and clean, not complicated. So that is where luxury comes.
As per my experience, so I always face that problem. People equalize their budget to their luxury. So is there a point if someone has a good budget, then it can be an only luxury thing, or it is vice versa? How it is?
So see, as you mentioned, a good budget. So good budget,
It's
every
no
person
definition.
have their good budget, and like for example, if a person is an industrialist, okay, so for his a good budget will be something else. And if a person is a middle class person, or maybe a service class person who is having a a day job, and on that basis he's earning, he might also have a particular budget. A good budget is something which he's going above his limit, or maybe in his standards. So what I feel is, every project can be done in a luxurious way. The luxury is again subjective, and it varies from person to person. And if we are giving something to a person जो उसके पास में नहीं है, that is luxury for them.
It is.
You know?
It is. I truly.
So that is something which we need to understand. We define, as I mentioned, we define luxury only to a brand or a particular product or a particular kind of segment, but it is never like that. It is something which a person doesn't have, or a person feels comfortable in, and that is luxury. So there where luxury comes. For example, let's talk very in a very layman's language. If for example कोई बंदा टपरी में चाय पी रहा है, ठीक है, एंड उसको आप स्टारबक्स की कॉफी पिला दो, तो दैट इज लग्जरी फॉर हिम.
It is.
लेकिन अगर कोई रोज स्टारबक्स की कॉफी पी रहा है, एंड ही इज वेरी रेगुलर टू दैट काइंड ऑफ thing, that will be not luxury for him then luxury for him will be that when he goes to
Tim Horton or Subco Coffee, something like
something
that.
upper to that
Exactly.
becomes luxury. So it is subjective. The same way घर में भी वही होता है कि if something he feels that it is comfortable for them, then it is luxurious. But अगर वो अपने comfort से नीचे जा रहे हैं, then it is not, and when it is going above, then it is better. So there where we need to understand client's need, and we have to supply that material particularly.
It is. Certainly. I also feel the same. A person should go with his budget.
Yes.
Then it is on a luxury thing, because if somebody is spending more than more than 50%, 100% above their budget, so they have automatically crossed their lane, and then they are going above. Like they are not going to experience the luxury they have bought in their houses.
Then they have made a very huge mistake.
Exactly.
Because
True.
if a person have a budget, that this budget we have defined for their house, and if someone is making a house, it means कि उसने अपनी जिंदगी की जमा पूंजी वहाँ निकाल के रखी हुई है. And अगर उस amount से वो ऊपर कहीं जा रहा है, so he should know his limit, that till what level he should go. If he is going, जैसे you mentioned 50% or 100%, then he is gone very far, and the project is either going to be a failure or his life going to be disaster.
So I would like to ask you about the first client, because first things are really important to our life, and I would hear from your side, like how was your first experience to your first client?
Well, I had multiple first clients, and you know why I said it so? Because I have official and unofficial works. So as I mentioned that I am working since 2009 onwards. So I had few small projects which I did, and to her stages mein I had different kind of clients. But officially if I say, then yes, my first project was Splits Villa. I had done the set designing for Splits Villa season 6. My clients were Raghu and Rajiv, the people, the Taklul people who does the roadies. So they were my clients, and that was a very fun story altogether, because I was doing a set. It was a glamorous thing. It was my first thing that I'm going to do out of my college work or maybe under a job. So this was something very interesting, and I was very much fascinated out of that. What kind of things is going to be? It was something जो हम हमेशा सपने देखते हैं कि यार TV में आएंगे and all. So it was a very different scope altogether. I always imagined to make things permanent, and designing a set is a completely opposite setup because it is going to be there for a particular session, and once the project is done, the entire set is going to get demolished. So it was a challenge. Reason because we have to make things particular, we have to make things very attractive and under budget in a very less time. So in all terms, it was far difficult than what we actually do in our reality. That we have to make it under time, like in couple of hours we have to make a set, or very attractive under budget, and it is going to be demolished after the shooting is done.
After a week or 2-3 days.
Yeah, 2-3 days is good enough. वहाँ का काम हो गया and they just remove that setup. क्या हो गया अब चलो नया लगाओ. So that kind of thing we used to do. So of course it was a great experience because from that I got to learn how to make things under budget, how to make things fast, and now when I incorporate those ideas in my permanent project, it changes the scope altogether.
It is.
I just don't make thing to look good, but also to make it functional under budget in a very faster move. So there what I learned from my first project officially, that how to make things, and of course it's going to be for me for the long time because it made me learn good things.
It is. So, what is currently mainly demanding in the market? Like mainly demanding by the clients, by the most of your projects coming up.
So Himanshu, things changed after COVID.
I agree. Sir.
People now want very spacious house. They want garden, they want living areas, they want home theaters, they want spaces to live. Earlier it was not like that. People wanted to have a drawing room, a formal setup. They want space to be very fancy, very tamjham and very heavily done because they wanted their house to pop out, and jab bhi koi aaye to they should go wow out of what they have. But after COVID, people realized that the house is not for others but for themselves, because they are going to live on their house. So now they demand for gardens, for courtyards, for the living areas, for a yoga room, or for those things jo khud use karna chahte hain. So this thing changed, and now people are having those fascination of having those things. Yeah, I want house to live on. I don't want a show house. I want a house जो हमारे लिए हो. It changed. And even if someone doesn't have a space, for example, अगर उनका room छोटा है, घर छोटा है, so they convert it into a multi-purpose house. कि ठीक है वहाँ पे हमने home theater भी रख दिया, फिर जो काम में नहीं है तो it becomes more like a playroom, then it also becomes a study room. And we did that odd jobs for a lot of our clients. जिनके पास जगह नहीं है but they want that kind of setup, then we incorporate those ideas and we make a multi-purpose room altogether, and it is very functional.
So now we'll be doing a quick question round. Like I'll start with, how do you ensure luxury spaces remains time-lapse rather than trendy?
So for that I believe we have to make things for our own comfort. Like the thing what we like to make things simple, straight and clean, that goes for a very long time, and luxurious of course.
What's one design rule you think should always be broken?
Design rule which rules are meant to be broken for sure. So when a designer is there, then the main part of a designer is then that he has to come down with a new idea. So rules are surely there, but one rule if I mention, I think rather than going with a very monotonous regular things which we generally see in everyone's house, that there is a duplex and there's an entrance foyer and then there's a passage. In terms of planning, if I tell you, so we need to break that setup. We can come down to a new arrangement altogether, that how we can conclude a house, how we can introduce a new journey when someone is entering a house and going inside. So we might change that setup altogether and we can come down to a new arrangement of planning, and it can be very interesting. It can be a new element altogether which is not being done. So that kind of monotonous working pattern can be changed.
So what's one design trend you wish would make a comeback?
So there was an era when things were very earthy, natural, and people used to make things out of natural elements like mud plastered wall, natural stone flooring. Minimalism, contemporary, boho, it can be a combination of all these things and it can become a new trend altogether.
So one word that describes your work ethic.
Work ethic, it's a big term and one word में उसको compose करना बहुत तकलीफ है यार. But yes, if you say, I might say that we are innovative.
It's a dream vacation spot for design inspiration.
The entire world, I might like to go to Mars also.
Okay.
Even though it is vacant right now, no one is there. I will have a word with Elon Musk and I will try that I will be the first person to go to Mars. But jokes apart, I believe Italy is something which I am always looking into.
If you could design a space for any celebrity, who would it be?
Well, the first name comes in my mind is my superstar Salman Khan. I'm a big fan. So if I get an opportunity to design something for him, then it will be a great thing for me. Whenever it's going to be, it will be a great thing.
Soon. So
Salman, if you're hearing, I'm there.
So one word that describes you.
Explorer.
It is.
I think.
Yeah.
I think.
So how does architectural history influence your designs?
See, history always gives you an example. We need to learn from our history and we need to learn that what we don't have to do and what we have to do. This is what we have to learn from our history. So of course, I get inspirations from the good things what is being done in any of a building or an old building or maybe a new building. And I try to get those elements which is good on that and what is not good for particular project. So we try to get those things and then we make our own pattern. So getting good things and bad things is always there.
So if you wouldn't be an architect, what you would be?
Maybe an artist, or maybe, see, I'm very fascinated with stage. शायद मैं एक rock star होता.
No, sir, you carry a personality of a rock star only, sir.
I don't have that much of height, of course, but बाल लंबे हैं तो I will manage.
So who is the best architect you feel like best from you?
I cannot mention only one name, but there are few which give me those details and I always like to learn from them. I'll always mention Charles Correa, architect Charles Correa. So he has introduced that modern Indian contemporary style to our country. And I am very much attracted to that kind of architecture and the form what he does. So I'm very much fascinated the way he used to do. So I'm very inspired by Correa Saab. Other than that, Doshi sir is there. Then Doshi sir have given those techniques and those kind of architecture what was a need of our country and what can be incorporated in a modern contemporary architecture. So I'm very much inspired for them also. And in recent time, if I say, then there is Sanjay sir is there, Sanjay Puri sir is there. He has given us a form, a kind of the thing which can be incorporated into a modern house and a modern building. So there are a few other names. I believe these are the people who gives us huge inspiration. And the stage where they are right now is they just give us that hope that we can also reach sometime over there and it can become a great thing. So yes.
So what's one feature you add to every project?
I believe a proper climatological effect is something which I always try to incorporate in any of my project, which means that having a proper lighting, ventilation and a proper planning is something which I always follow on.
So it is great honor to have you on the show.
My pleasure.
And it was our first show, the Zeqon Show.
Yes.
And so I would believe that we can definitely see you designing a Salman Khan house.
Whoa.
Yeah. And being a rockstar personality, so you carry that also. So I would love to, next time we are traveling, I would love to have a whole set of rockstar you.
Well, soon I believe it is going to be there. But thank you, and I'm very much happy that I'm here, and it is such a great platform you came down with to have a podcast, the Zeqon Show, and I'm very much honored that I'm the first person over here to be a part of this. So thank you very much for calling me up here. Thank you.
So it was a pleasure for us to have you here, and we have a small token for you.
Oh wow!
From
Thank you.
Zeqon Show.
Thank you. Wow, such a great gift. Yeah, thank you. It's going to be in my office.
It's a pleasure, sir.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And I'm really happy to be here. Thank you. Really.
Thank you, sir. That's it for today, guys. We'll be meeting you soon with a new guest and with a new gossip. Till then, signing off. This is Himanshu Nebhani. Bye bye.